Today we're going to switch it up. Hey guys, welcome back to the Words Are Hard show. With me as always is Mike and Alex. And today I think we should talk about one of the hottest things on the market. You can't even buy one if you want to.
People.
Yes, people. Let's talk about slavery and how...
Human sex trafficking.
No. I was going to talk about the Nintendo Switch, which is almost as hard to get as a slave right now.
Alex said that we were going to switch it up a little bit, so I just thought, well, fuck, we would talk about human trafficking, but whatever.
It's almost as hard as human trafficking to get a Switch right now.
All right.
It is.
How much more lucrative is it? All right, so here's the deal. I haven't looked into the Switch. I haven't gotten a Switch. I've never been the kind of person who gets updated consoles. I always have I have my PC, and that's about where that's
where your gaming ends.
I have a PS2 still that I use actively. We have our Nintendo 64. I use my Nintendo Wii. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I don't stay up to date on these things. I don't stay current because I don't feel like spending that kind of money. But I heard some great things about the Switch. They were all just in passing. I haven't read anything. I haven't watched any reviews. I haven't seen anything other than people tasting the cartridges. So, as far as I'm concerned here, I want you guys to sell me on the Switch.
So, okay. Yeah,
Give me the pros and cons.
So, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Just want to start out by saying PS2 is the last console that I actually bought and played the shit out of.
Still do.
I had lost faith entirely in Nintendo except for their DS. That's where their faith kind of got renewed in me. And like you said, the Switch does look amazing. It's the right direction for them to go.
Yeah, and I think I mentioned it in our last Switch episode. This is sort of, I guess, a follow-up.
This is a follow-up
too, because we did do the Switch rumors
when it was first announced.
Yeah, when it was
what
announced,
we talked about. Yeah,
because we're right on top of that shit.
Yeah,
but now that it's actually out, I'm still like sitting here like fanboying over Elder Scrolls shit that could be coming to it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited for that too. But anyway, so it's not without its weaknesses. There are some things about it that they definitely could have done better. But it's definitely what they said. It's a portable console. From what I've heard, actually, some people are saying that the games play better when portable than they play when you hook it up to your TV. The frame rate's better for some reason. So I don't know if it loses something.
Smaller screen.
Well,
here's the deal: is their TVs probably aren't as up to date as the refresh rate on that screen and the pixel density and nerd stuff.
So, and that's the thing, I guess, with the Switch, it's got 720p screen, like on the portable side of things. So I'm assuming that the game is trying to compensate that in reverse somehow. I don't know. Like you said, it doesn't make any sense.
I
don't do polygons and fucking
720p. That means you can pull up 720 pictures at the same time.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's what that means.
With the Switch, they have a few firmware issues going on right now. There's one where sometimes one of the Joy-Cons won't attach to it properly.
Okay, Joy-Con. What's that?
That's what they're.
So
the controllers,
and
I think we talked about it. When
I know what the control.
They slide onto the sides.
I know what it looks like.
Yeah. So that's what they're called. The controllers that attach to it are called Joy-Cons. And you can either slide them down on either side of the tablet-like thing, or there's a little attachment. You can slide them onto it and use it like a normal controller. So if you have it hooked up to your TV. But the only gripe that I have with it, and I have some friends that have it, but the one thing that I think is a stupid design flaw, they designed this thing to be a portable console. Okay. They want you to take it with you. They want you to... And they even designed it so there's a little kickstand on the back of it. So if you want to take the tablet part, set it down, and use that just as a display, and then play with just your controllers. They designed it to be able to do that. But they put the charge port for the power on the bottom of it. Oh. So if you want to set it down with the kickstand, you can't have it plugged in and charged at the same time.
You know why? Because they're going to come out with a stand for it.
Third-party companies already have. So there's a stand that you can get, so you can set it in the stand and still plug the power into the bottom of it.
Might as well just bring the whole thing.
Well, no, it's because our buddy Jeff has the Switch. He's the one that I know of that I've actually seen it hands on. So I've seen the Switch. I know what it's like. The little stand that he got, it folds down flat. So it's smaller than the Switch itself. So you can actually stick it in your bag with the Switch and take it with you, and then it just snaps out.
Where would you prefer they put it?
What do you mean?
The controllers slide on the side, so where the fuck else are they going to put the charge? On the top.
On the top, yeah.
What's on the top of it? Is there power buttons? Is there room from a hardware perspective for that to be
the reason why they put it on the bottom, I can get to that here in a bit.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, we're talking about it now, so get to it now.
So
if you know, tell me.
I think it's either a week before or...
He's clickbaiting you in real life.
I think it was a week before the Switch
Stick around.
A week before the Switch was actually released to the public, Nintendo filed a patent for a goggle-type setup. So basically, it's a...
VR?
I think it's
we'll get to that.
Google.
It might go a little bit further than VR, okay? So the idea is that...
It's literally a pair of goggles you put on while you play.
You'll see what I mean here in a second. So, obviously...
Are they bulletproof?
They filed the patent for
Nope.
this goggle setup that the Switch goes into in front of your eyes, which, if that's the case, if they are going to go the VR route, that's kind of interesting because they're already cheaper than the HTC Vive.
Sounds like they're just going the Virtual Boy route.
You'll get it here in a second. Give me a second. Calm down.
No, but you take forever to get to something.
You're dragging this out.
Well, fuck, now you're derailing me. So, VR could be one application of it, but they're actually going to be going the augmented reality route. At least that's what I'm thinking. Because the right Joy-Con has a camera in it. It's not an infrared sensor. It's a full camera that you can use to like see around with shit. So
I didn't know that part.
Okay.
So fuck you.
So look me in the eyes and tell me, why is the charging port on the bottom already?
So that it snaps in and it'll...
I understand what he's saying.
Yeah.
So that because if you're going to use it as goggles in front of your face, you'd want the power to come out of the bottom of it, not sticking out of the top, and then because it would be more convenient to drop down to the bottom.
Exactly.
I get that.
Or you could just get a right angle charger and just put it...
That's dumb.
Or that, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
leave
this is a gaming console. We're not going to use common sense.
So
yeah, you leave common sense out of this.
Nintendo, obviously, they didn't have any actual... didn't have anything to do with Pokemon Go, right? But their stock still went up when this augmented reality game, Pokemon Go, came out. Because people just assumed, right, that Nintendo was part of it. So, seeing that, I'm pretty sure they're going to take the route of, okay, well, let's check out this augmented reality shit and, actually get this working properly. The camera doesn't work yet, of course. Like, it's not a full-fledged camera.
Camera doesn't work
That's
yet.
why it doesn't work. Nobody wants to see that.
It'll be enabled with firmware later on down the road.
What are you doing? Augmented reality.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing with the controllers, like the Joy-Cons, is that they have this weird technology in them where there's like a tech demo game that comes with it, right? The 1-2 switch thing.
I thought that was a separate game.
It might be a separate game, but there's basically a tech demo that it has that you have to try to guess how many marbles are in the box that you're holding. It's basically just the Joy-Con. You can feel them, like each individual marble rolling around in the box as you move it like this. So the idea might be if it was like an AR game where you're like looking around and shooting shit, like the weight of a gun would actually be...
It can't change its weight.
No, but like it will say that if you
It
were...
warps space and time. That's why this is the greatest console ever.
But no, like the fact that you're actually holding and you get some different feedback from what you're holding.
It's not just typical vibration feedback, I think is what he's trying to say.
That's the idea, yeah. So I guess that's something that's really, really cool about it and why they could go the virtual reality route, but I'm pretty sure if they went augmented reality, they'd be able to... They'll be pushing the envelope because people are already doing virtual reality. If they can do it better, then great. If they can break out and do something that no one else is doing in a large-scale way, then that's more Nintendo style. Like they break out, they try to break the mold, like what they did with the Wii and and their controllers. It's the only reason why the PlayStation Move exists is because the Wii did it first.
Well, yeah, but the PlayStation did it better, did it not?
No, it's fucking terrible.
The motion controls for the Wii are fucking garbage.
That's the funny thing. I'm pretty sure that the motion controls on the PlayStation Move were better, but they just didn't come out with any games that took use of it.
But that's what I'm saying is like,
yeah.
Nintendo might try to do things differently, but they never perfect it.
Well, Nintendo brought out the Wii Motion Plus, which greatly improved the accuracy of everything.
Still wasn't great, though.
Still wasn't great, no.
Yeah, you can slap a box and a condom on the back of your fucking
But the
controller.
The PlayStation Move, though, came out how many years later after the Wii?
It was only a couple years.
Still is 2 years more to
If
perfect
that
the technology.
even.
They're like, oh, you can have this pad, you can do yoga on it. Thanks, Nintendo. Fuck you too. So what else about the Switch have we heard?
Well, the biggest
seen?
selling point for it right now is that it's got the newest Legend of Zelda game.
Which apparently is the best Zelda game that they've released
anyone
so
that's
far.
a fan of any of the Zelda games that have
played Majora's Mask.
Well, this is the thing. I've got some of the people that have played Majora's Mask and always said that's the best. That's the best. They've now played Breath of the Wild and said this is hands down now the best Legend of Zelda game.
Wind Waker was fun.
Apparently this game is massive. It's bigger than any of the other maps. It's
all open world.
It's all open world. So I mean, which is
you can
not new
catch
for Zelda.
and tame horses in this game, and like I want a different horse. I'm going to go out and catch a new horse, and I'm going to break it, and it's my horse now. Does that you're like yawning at us? It's like
I don't know. I'm
not sold on it yet.
No,
you're just salty because they haven't come out with Skyrim for it yet.
Skyrim's coming.
It's coming.
They've announced that Skyrim is coming for it, so you'll be able to portably take Skyrim with you. And
that's
play.
the only thing that I like. The games that I currently like, I would like to take with me. So
sure,
give me that option.
So
I'm all good.
The other thing, and I mentioned this beforehand with when we did the first video on it, is that I think that this is the smart move for them because they've already dominated the mobile market, right, with the DS. They have to retire the 3DS and DS brand soon, or sooner or later, right? So why not just start the infrastructure with the Switch and take it from there?
So are you guys gonna buy it? Like none of you own it. Are you gonna get
I
it?
don't own it yet.
I'm going to get one eventually.
I'm the kind of person that I sit back and wait for them to work out the fucking bugs because like I said, there's a firmware issue with where the Joy-Con won't interface properly, won't lock. It's not a physical mechanical issue. It's apparently a firmware issue where it won't lock into the side of the Switch. So that's an issue. And there's a few other weird hitches and glitches with it right now that are...
See, and I'm one of those people that's terrible that if it's new and it's out, I want it. I fully admit that.
If it's shiny and it's new.
But I really do want it for the new Zelda game. I want to be able to play that. And I do love the idea of being able to take Skyrim on the go when it finally comes out.
and that's the thing.
You can't get one right now if you want one.
Where would you play it? Where would you be like your favorite? Like so, right now my biggest issue is that I'll come into my office to play video games, but I want to hang out with my family and stuff out in like our living room or our bedroom or something, and I don't want to have to bring a full setup with me. So that's the benefit that I would take, or
that's what I'm looking
trips.
at too. Yeah. Like. I want to be able to watch a movie with my wife, but I still want to play Zelda. I can sit in my chair, I can play Zelda, we can put a movie on, we can watch a movie. Gonna go visit my parents.
You have a chair.
I don't want to have to actually pay attention to my family. I'm gonna bring my Switch with me, I'm gonna play a game.
I don't want to go to a funeral of a loved one.
Yeah.
So like
I'm gonna put my headphones in, I'm gonna play the Switch.
There's, I think it was PlayStation played with the idea with the Vita and the PSP where you're playing the game.
I was always jealous of people who had those because the screen looked good.
Yeah.
But the problem is that I didn't know if there was any good games for it.
There really was. That's why I traded mine in.
And every time I was like, is there a good game for the PSP or the Vita? And they were just like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, they would mention something that just wouldn't sell me on it whatsoever.
The problem with the Vita is that a lot of the games for it were just ports of other games.
Yeah.
Or variations. Like, it wasn't that they took... So, for example, the Batman game for the Vita. I was thinking I wanted to be able to play like an Arkham game on the Vita and take it on the go.
Yeah.
So they finally make an Arkham game. It's not the same. It's like a side-scroller.
It's a puzzle game.
Yeah.
And
the majority of the best-selling games for the Vita were like indie games. Yeah. So like Super Meat Boy and stuff like that. Which is stuff you don't have to have the Vita to play it. Sure, it's convenient to have it to be able to go on the go.
So what PlayStation was trying to do is like they're like, okay, well you can play your games on the go as long as you have an internet connection, you can just continue your game, right?
Yep.
It's fine. Interface it with your PS3 or whatever.
PS4.
PS4. Well,
it didn't really work with the PS3.
I think the PSP had a version of it. Maybe I'm misremembering. But
with the Vita, it was specifically PS4.
Yeah. Where basically you play your games on the go, plug them right back into your main console and pick up the game where you left off.
Yeah.
Nintendo's taking that one step further and say, no, just fucking take your console with you, play the game.
Yeah.
But when you come home, if you want it on the big screen, you plug it in.
Your console is portable.
Your console is portable. So I mean, it's an amazing. I won't say it's an amazing concept, but it
is an amazing concept.
It's the best way for Nintendo to move forward.
They're actually a concept people have always wanted.
Yeah,
exactly. Now,
remember the Atari Lynx?
Yes.
Oh, don't talk about it.
Like that fucking thing. That was people trying to imagine that a whole console is portable.
Yeah. I mean, they made versions of it for the Super Nintendo too, right? There's a portable Super Nintendo that you can get now.
Nothing official though.
Game Boy.
No, what he's talking about, there's people out there that have made literally a portable version.
I know what you're talking about,
but it's not something Nintendo.
They're usually hacks and stuff. I thought you were trying to think of a portable Nintendo thing, and you're like, "What is it?" And it's like a fucking game.
Here's the thing though with that too is that Nintendo had the Super Game Boy years and years ago, and the Super Game Boy 2, which was never released here in America, North America.
I'm pretty sure I had every Game Boy except for the Game Boy Color at one point.
So basically you could play your Game Boy Color game, save it, plug it into your Super Game Boy and your Super Nintendo, and keep playing. You're fine. So they have kind of been playing with it, but on a smaller scale.
Yeah, they had the attachment for the.
I have two of them somewhere. Yeah.
The Super Nintendo cartridge.
Exactly, the Super Game Boy is what it was. Yeah, it was basically all the hardware except for the screen of the regular Game Boy in cartridge form.
Just stick it in there.
Stick it in there.
So yeah, one of the other downsides that I've read online, but none of my friends that have the Switch have said they've run into this issue.
The cartridges don't taste very good.
Well, no, that's one thing. Yeah, so apparently
purple ones don't even taste like grape.
No, they taste like terrible shit.
There's a bitterant that they use.
Well, let's be fair. They're tiny, tiny little cartridges.
Gasoline.
So they don't want kids to swallow it, so they put a bittering agent in it, and if you lick it, it's terrible.
Which, to be honest, is a great idea. The problem, though, is that as soon as that gets out, you get dumbasses like me. They're like, "Oh, fuck! I gotta get a Switch just so I can lick the fucking cartridges."
You put everything in your mouth anyway. So, but that wasn't where I was going.
If I see you put a cartridge in your mouth, I'm gonna slap you in the throat and see if you swallow it.
The one thing that I've read online is some people are saying that when they put the Switch down into the dock, that they're getting their screen scratched. And a lot of people are complaining about that. But that's only a very small group of people that are saying that. And I honestly think it's people that just aren't using the dock properly.
Makes sense.
They're just not doing it right.
There should probably be a leather cover that you could just... Not leather necessarily.
It would be easy enough to put a cloth cover of some sort over it so that you can't...
Just like you have your case for your tablet, and if this was the Switch and you had it like this, then you could just cover it and put it in.
Yeah.
Done.
I'm sure it makes sense.
And I'm sure something like that's probably going to come out. But yeah, so the scratching of the screen and the odd placement of the power adapter, which really isn't that big of a deal, are the only big...
It's not. Your power adapter's on the bottom of almost everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
phones, tablets.
As I pointed out, there are alternatives if you really want to set the screen down and be able to... See, to me, I personally would rather hold it in my hands and play it.
I think it's the same person who designed... There's a weird design with the new 3DS, where basically the cartridge slot is on the bottom. So, if you're, laying down and you have it, on your chest, we'll say, and you accidentally push the game cartridge out, obviously the game's going to stop and you're going to lose your data.
What kind of a pointy-ass chest do you have?
Yeah.
No, it's a common thing. People are fucking doing it. It's annoying.
They're rock-hard nips.
Yeah. It's in an awkward place. And
so
it's just...
I eject my games.
With my nipples.
And then I'm like, damn it! No, I got a DS back in high school. I got a pink DS because my friends and I wanted to play Pokemon. And then they had the feature Picto Chat, which we referred to as Dicto Chat. Because we would sit there in class and just draw dicks the whole time in Dicto Chat. And then I sold it for $50, and I wish I never had, because I like portable things. And Nintendo actually has good consoles. My problem now is that they've released so many iterations of the DS, and started making certain ones compatible with certain games, that I don't know where we're at anymore. You know what I mean? And I'm afraid to sound old and ask children.
The latest is the 3DS XL.
What's the newest DS that's out right
new
now?
3DS XL.
Yeah.
But the new 3DS, there's only one game.
I don't want to spend that kind of money either.
The games are still compatible though. For any of the 3DS versions, any 3DS game will work on any of them, even your older 3DS.
I didn't have a 3DS.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you wanted to play any of the new games, even if you bought like one of the very first 3DSs that came out, you'd still be able to play any of the new games that are coming out right now.
Damn, I just want to play video games. Life, get at me. I still use my Game Boy Advance SP because it has a light and I can play
I
in
had
the
one
dark.
of those. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's still at my mom's house somewhere.
Your mom has a Game Boy.
I have a Game Boy Color somewhere.
I have one here. It's my sister's, but I have it.
We should play Pokemon.
Until she gives me that caravan back.
Yeah. Make you a deal.
Anyway.
Give me back the caravan, you can have back the DS.
I don't know. You guys haven't really sold me on it, so we'll see what happens in the near future. If they come out with Elder Scrolls games, I might be begging my wife to get one.
That is the other thing about it, is that there's not a lot of games for it right
any
now,
Bethesda game. If god damn, if they come out and they're like Skyrim and Fallout 3 are coming out, fucking all right, I'm done. You sold me.
Third-party developers seem to be a little bit more excited about this console than previous Nintendo consoles. So yeah, we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, Skyrim's confirmed for sure. So you're going to get Skyrim, and I think if
I know that everyone's all about Fallout 4 right now, but I still really like Fallout 3. I got into it very late, and I'd like to play it again, so fuck you. Lessons learned?
I still really want the Switch, but you can't find them anywhere right now.
Don't
lick the Switch cartridge?
Don't lick the Switch cartridges.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, don't do what I would do. Lick the Switch cartridges.
Oh, I don't know. Lessons learned, Alex is gonna lick the Switch cartridge. And always charge from your bottoms.
Hey guys, thanks for watching that episode. Let us know in the comments below whether you want to get a Switch or not, or whether you're even interested in getting a Nintendo Switch. As always, we have all our social media down there. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tweetbot, whatever, you name it, it's there. We still have our shirts for sale down there. Again, we don't see a penny from it, but if you want to buy one of our shirts and want to have our faces on your chest without being sexual, buy a shirt. If you want to subscribe to us, click right about here. If you want to watch one of our previous videos, click right about here. And thanks for watching.